Hello, everyone. How are we doing? I believe everyone is doing great. Wow, that sounds amazing. That sounds great. Thank you. Thank you. Today is a very special day. It's a very unique day, and we are going to be talking about something that is very unique, something that could be so sympathetic, something that could be very challenging sometimes when we find ourselves in some difficult situations. Today I'm going to be talking about overcoming the stress. Overcoming the stress. I have taken my time to understand that about 80% of the people living in the world, they are under stress. People can no longer think properly. People can no longer concentrate on their activities. One day I was on the tram. It was around 11 o'clock. I was leaving Croydon for somewhere. And as I was sitting down on the tram, I saw this man. He was shedding tears. He was crying. And I was wondering, why would an adult be crying? And I was thinking that what could be the cause of this? I mean, he wasn't crying because he won lottery. I mean, he wasn't crying because he has just built a house. I mean, he wasn't crying because he had probably had something fantastic. But the kind of expression I saw on his face told me that something was wrong somewhere. If you look at 70% of men in our society today, they are men that probably they were being sent away from home. Probably they are men that technology advancement has taken advantage of them. Probably they are men that political change or changes has taken advantage of them. If you look at our homes, you will discover that people don't really have that happiness. If you look at our streets, you will realize that many people don't have that pretty smile anymore. Probably because things have gone up. Probably because things have really changed. Probably because people don't have time to spend with their family. I look at everything and I discover that there are so many factors that have contributed to the pain, to the terrible and the bad experience or experiences we see on the street on the daily basis. We have children who had never seen their dad for days. As a matter of fact, some fathers leave home. Some fathers, they leave home as early as 5 a.m. Come back 9 p.m. when the children had gone to bed. There are some children that are still asking their mom, "Mom, we know you are a nurse. Are you still part of this family?" Because children don't really see their mom anymore. Because children do not have the opportunity to see their dad anymore. And probably the only time they have to see daddy is on Sunday. And daddy needs to see friends. Daddy needs to go to church. And when daddy comes back, he doesn't have time to even talk to the children. He doesn't have time to relate with the family. When daddy comes, what you see on the face of daddy is, "I've got to do something. Oh, I haven't got time to do this. I haven't got time to do that." So you look at everything And when people react, they transfer the aggression to other people. Some people need to rush down to school to pick their children. Some people need to run to work in order to meet their end meets. You will look at it that things have really, really changed. When I was growing up as a teenager, as a young man, as a young boy, I believe it wasn't this difficult. I lived under the roof where I had the opportunity to see my mom and my dad. As little as I was, I can still remember a lot of things that happened when I was very young. So if you look at everything around us, you discover that there are so many factors that have contributed to the stress. And if you go to so many care homes, you will see a lot of people with great ideas. You see a lot of people with great potential living in the care home as a result of the stress that people have put on them. If you look at our healthcare sector, if you look at our society, if you look at our hospitals, if you look at our schools, you will discover that everyone is under constant pressure and people don't really have time to do justice to their work. It's like the generation we are only conscious of the present. We want to meet the immediate need. We are not really looking critically into the future. That what is it going to happen in the future with the way things are going, with the way things are moving at a very fast speed. As a matter of fact, we want to have fast food. We want to go to the bathroom, have a fast one. People want to go to bed, have a fast sleep. People want to go to toilet, have a fast, everything. Everything we want it to be fast, we want it to be quick. We are no longer paying attention to things that are very paramount to success in life. Is it money? When you accumulate wealth, when you have everything around you and you don't have happy home, it's like you have not really worked for anything. Because when you stress yourself too much, what happens is that psychologically, emotionally, you don't really enjoy what you've suffered for. There are some people that have labored so hard, they've studied hard, they've done so many things that could have fetched them a better future. But what they are nursing at the moment is the stress. What they are nursing at the moment is mental disorderliness. So it is very important that every man, you look after yourself. You pay adequate attention to everything you are doing at the moment. Honestly speaking, if you stress yourself here and there, people who didn't know what you went through will enjoy your wealth, because that is life. What is the essence of you going through critical challenges every day, and at the end of the day, you don't enjoy some of these things that you've really labored for? What is the essence of you having children that they are not going to look after you in your old age? What is the essence of having a family that you know that you'll be able to make enough provision for? As a matter of fact, whenever I look at the generation we have, I cry most of the time. Not because I just want to cry. I cry because I look at so many potential that has been damaged. So many great potential careers that have been rendered useless. And if you go to our place of work, you see many men who had probably not slept for days. You see many nurses, many doctors who have never slept for days just because there is stress everywhere. There is tension everywhere. Even if you look at our leaders, many leaders have responded as a result of stress. There are some leaders that wouldn't have acted or wouldn't have reacted. But because of the constant pressure on the leaders, because of the constant pressure on the management, many organizations have failed because there is stress everywhere. A man who has labored so far, who has really tried his best, and one day the woman just walked into the room and said, "Excuse me, I've had enough in this marriage. I've got to leave now." And the man plead and plead and plead and said, "You know what? We have really dwelt together. We've suffered a lot. We need to enjoy the wealth together." But the woman said, "You know what? I have had enough. I want to leave." And since that very day, the man doesn't really live his normal life. What he does is that he becomes devastated, he becomes annoyed, he becomes aggressive. And I'm going to tell you something today that probably some of you know, or you might not really know. Most of the stress we see, in our society, they are all family-related problems. You will discover that a man who does not have peace at home might go to work, transfer the aggression to probably another person in his or her place of work. A woman who wanted the husband to be by her side, but the husband has probably gone to night shifts, will transfer the aggression to the society. The children who needed their daddy to be there and couldn't find daddy's support will probably transfer the aggression to the people in the community. If you look at all these analyses that I've told you, you discover that they are all over our society today. And unfortunate, we are trying to tackle the problem, whereas we could have prevented the problem. Now, in the past, if you look at most Western world on Sundays, people don't really go to work. People probably have to go to church, and pray to God. And when they come back, they have a very good family life. But you don't really see that happening in our generation. You see shops are open. You see banks operating probably 7 days in a week. And tell me, how will such banker have the opportunity? A banker who works 7 days in a week, we have the time for his family. We have the time to pay attention to his own personal life. Sometimes organizations claim that they provide training, they provide opportunity to grow. But what are you doing to provide emotional growth? Most of the people we have in the mental home, probably we could have done something to prevent them going to the care home in the first place. Because I believe that looking after people in the care home or looking after people in the prison is not as important as helping them before they develop mental problem. So now, we have been able to analyze, we have been able to enumerate some of the problems in our society today. But what are the ways in which we can prevent some of this problem, in which we can guard against some of the stress on the street? Another major thing that I notice is that a man who has prepared his journey, who probably wants to get to London, Victoria, and he lives probably somewhere in Croydon, and he has done everything to get to the train station, and when he gets to the train station, he realizes that an accident has occurred, and probably he has been invited to come and give a talk. You will realize that that alone could cause a serious problem in his life. That alone can cause so much distraction in his life. But as I've said earlier, there are ways in which you can manage stress. The first one is that always prepare for the worst and always prepare for the best as well. Sometimes life could be challenging. There is no any straight way. There is no any straight roof. There's no any straight route to success. What I'm saying is that try to introduce flexibility into your program. If plan A does not work, there should be plan B. Don't kill yourself. Don't kill the potential in you because of stress. Okay, you've gone to the train station, the trains are not working. Don't say, oh, don't start banging everywhere. Don't start shouting and screaming. No, is that going to solve the problem? No. That is what a lot of people don't understand. That reacting to things in a negative way wouldn't bring any positive results. It will only make things difficult for you. So when things that you do not plan, probably you do not put into your plan comes up, what you have to do is to look at how you can work around it and you manage the situation. If I have to be somewhere and probably the train is being delayed, can I take a cab? Because I know that my appointment is very important. If I probably get to the train station and I realize that, okay, the train has been cancelled and I've been there for more than 30 minutes, what can I do? Make a phone call that I'm so sorry due to this, and I have to think of another alternative. So if you try, or probably you have to fly, and due to climatic changes, you realize that traveling won't be possible, what do? You try to make a change of plan. If you have to go on the internet or probably using Skype or doing teleconferencing or using your technology to get your message passed across, there's always another alternative to achieve results when plan A has failed. So I want to tell you that enjoying a good family life is expensive, but don't exchange a good family life for anything else. Create time. Number 2, create quality time to spend with your family. Once your family, once the children, once your wife is happy, the stress out there is going to be little problem for you. Another way that I think you can overcome problem or overcome stress is by you listening to good music. By you listening to good music. Music is very good. It prepares you ahead of the day. It makes you feel relaxed. It makes you feel comfortable. It makes you feel that, okay, I am ready for the day. And apart from that, if you are a Christian, do never take any step without praying. Do not ever take any decision without talking to God, that God, I need you to help me. I need you to strengthen me. I don't really know what I want to do now, but I want you to help me. And peradventure, you are a leader or you're a professional, do not take a decision that you are not sure of. Many people have been put in a serious problem because they took decision when they are under stress, because they weren't too sure, but they just wanted to help. They wanted to help, and the help they render has put them in a serious bondage. So please bear this in mind, that you need to look after yourself. Your life is very important to you. Your life, it should be your priority. If you break your back or you break your leg for other people, you are going to be on the wheelchair, and people will still be living their normal life. If you entertain stress too much, I believe that when the result comes, people will just come around, they will pity you and leave, but they won't share in your problem. So please, it is very important that you look into your life and do everything possible to prevent stress from happening. So please look after yourself and see what you can do to contribute to the peace of the community. And I see God helping you, and I see God helping every one of us in Jesus' name. Thank you so much. This is where I'm going to stop today. Bye for now. I remain Sunday follower. Thank you. Bye-bye.